We are going to debond our lovely patient today. So we've got our mirror, debonding plier, debanding plier, and our high speed as well as some polishing burrs. We're going to start by using the debonding plier. And what this does is, let's see if it starts. And then we're going to go in with the debanding plier, and then we're going to go from the inside, get this portion under the band, and we're going to squeeze, and it's basically going to dislodge the band off of the molars. Good job. Good job. This side as well. It helps when you have a power chain from upper 7 to 7 so that the whole unit comes off as one piece. You want to go from the buckle, also from the buckle, and then this side from the lingual, and the lingual. And it comes off as one piece just like this. For the lowers here, she has bonded brackets for the molars, so we're just going to do the same thing. You have to be careful when the 7 is not power chained. Okay. So this all comes out as one piece. Right, so now we're going to go in with a polishing burr and then polish. These debonded brackets, you want to put them in the sharps container. Now you're going to grab 3 trays according to the size of your patient's mouth, as well as the scooper, spatula, and the water cup, as well as the alternate. And then the alternator is right there as well. For the yellows, you can use 2 scoops. For these purple ones, you can use 2.5 or 3. So we're going to grab these trays, put 2 scoops, pack it down, scoop, pack it down, scoop. It's cold water, and you do a little less than the line right there. I'm going to mix it here. Once it is incorporated in, you can start the alternator. You can even put it on high. And then put that on there. And when you put the alternate in, you want to actually minimize the back side. So you can glaze it over with some water and push the backside in so that they don't gag. You're gonna go from the back and wait until it hardens. And then after, you want to send the patient down to get the x-rays done after the debond and the polish. Alright, so while the patient is in radiology, you want to get 2 good impressions that at least have the impression to the crowns and about 2 millimeters above the crown. You're going to get some yellow gum and you're going to get some slurry water. And the reason for this is that we want this to set faster. So if you have some pre-made slurry water in here, you want to just stir it back up. Pour it little by little until you have enough liquid. So this tends to set really quickly, so you have very little time. Onto lips. Get all the bubbles out. Spray. Right? This is bubble away.
Oh my god, there's still stone.
I know. And then you want to start pouring from one side all the way to the next. I usually do that first and then go on to the next one, come back to the base. You don't want to have the base too thin because when you're trying to take it out, it's going to crack if the base is too small. Make sure you build up some. You're going to trim it eventually for the Essex, but you do not want this to cut.
I didn't know what's right next to it.
No, it's alright. It's alright. Good deal.
Same thing here. Alright, we are going to take this to the sauna. And just remember which one's yours is. And then you're going to leave that there until it's done setting. Once we have the models, we're going to trim them so that they look like a horseshoe. So we're going to trim the back and the front like this. So it's going to look like this. Just a little more. I got it graining. Okay. So it should look like this. For the up. Freaking monsoon. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright. So we're going to take these. So be careful because they're very fragile at this point. And I'm going to take this down. Inspect it for any like major bubbles. If there is, you can scale it off. But in this patient, or you can use a scalpel to shave off. You're going to use this Essex machine. You're going to take 2 Essex from down here. You have to peel off the blue or else they will catch on fire.
Hey,
And
Jenny,
you
want to
will
do a demo on my models?
evacuate. No. Get out of here. I basically locked this part in like this. You have to lock it all the way in or else it won't completely shut down here. You're gonna go to 122 and then press code scan again. Heater over the foil and then it'll heat up to 122 degrees and then once it does, you're gonna flip it right over. You also have to make sure this is on. If this is not on, the suction will not go, and also on the weekends the suction is not going to work. The pressure's not on. 2, 1, go. So you're going to flip it over and then you're going to slam it shut. If you don't hear like a loud sound and it's quiet, that's a good sign because the suction has been well achieved. If it starts vacuuming like crazy, that means there's a hole in the essence. So once it's done, you press air. It releases the air. You can safely open that back up. So you repeat that with the lower arch. Alright, so how you trim it is you can get a big scissor like this. So, and then afterward, you're going to cut the back part like this so that you get rid of the undercut. And then after that, always the hard part to take out.
Is the gas turned on already?
The air, yeah. You are going to trim it so that you have about 3-4 millimeters above the gingiva. And then you're going to take a smaller scissor so that you can actually trim in the inside. You're going to come over here. You're going to take one of these polishing burrs. And then this should be on foot. It's going to spin like this. Turn this on. You basically smooth it so that the patient doesn't feel the rough edge. Also for the distal here, unless there is a space that you want to retain, you most likely want to get rid of some of the distal of the terminal molar, or else it won't come out very easily. So like this. And you have your F6. I have my aperture at 29. Depending on the camera, you will have a different aperture. But you want a very high aperture because you want everything to be in focus. So you're going to take a shot like this. It's going to look something like this. Make sure the midlines are on, if they are truly on. And then take out just the right side. And then I'm going to have you bite down all the way. And then don't stretch the left side. I'm going to stretch the right side. Alright, stretch it very far back so you can see the molars like this, so you can see the canine occlusion. And then same thing on the other side. Relax the other side and then bite down all the way. You also want to get down to the level of the teeth so that they're not angled. You're looking at it straight on like this. So you're going to warm up the mirror with some hot water so that the mirror doesn't clog up. And then you're going to wipe it dry so there's no water streaks. Actually make a smiley face upward. Yeah. Okay, and then open really wide. And then you want to make as big an angle as possible down so you get an occlusal shot just like that. And then downward like a sad face. Yeah. Okay, open wide. Very good. All right. And you want to have their tongue in the back of the mirror. 1, 2, 3. Like this. If you need a little bit of help, you can also put the decrease the aperture to about 13 as well. I have it on automatic so that the shutter speed automatically adjusts to the aperture. You need to level the chair out first so that the shoulders are even. Okay, ready? Big smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, don't smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you get a facial shot like this. Make sure the ears are even. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Okay, so that's looking good. So you're going to get a wax plate. I like to fold it into thirds so that you have enough wax to bite into. With this, it's very malleable now. I'm going to put it in here and then seat it all the way in the back and then bite down. Clench up, yeah, and open wide. Good. So after that you should be able to see that it has gone through the wax. I'm going to set it with cold water. And don't flatten out this portion here, because if you flatten that out, the transverse will get wider and the impression will distort. Pick the ones with the best vestibule for your models. And we're going to put it into here. I like to have it face down so that it doesn't get that imbibement distortion. So include all three of these. And then you're going to get a lap slip. Okay, do that. After that, you're going to take off the last portion. You are going to staple the top portion. Be sure not to staple inside the bag, but on top of the bag, so that you don't compromise the seal of the set. You're going to put this in here.